Hey everybody, Tony Beers here again. And in this video I'm going to try something completely different. I think I'm going to call this thing Quick Draw. What I'm going to do is just draw. I'm going to draw and we'll see what you think. And I'm going to talk to you and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm a big comic book fan. Recently the DC has released some new trailers. And one of my favorite trailers they showed was of Aquaman. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to draw Aquaman and talk to you about him. My first introduction to Aquaman was in Super Friends. Like most people, he wasn't my favorite. I think, you know, Batman or Superman was probably my favorite, but I still did like Aquaman. During Super Friends, he got a bad reputation as being just a lame character who could talk to fish. That was never true. He doesn't talk to fish. He doesn't have conversations with them. He commands them. He's a king. He commands the fish. He tells them to do what he wants them to do. And I thought that was a cool power, in my opinion. I mean, how many other superheroes can do that? I mean, I don't know. I think Submariner maybe has a similar power to that. I'm not sure. But I mean, that he has command over 75% of the earth, and all the creatures in there. So, I mean, I believe it's 75%. It's quite a tidy sum, as I like to say. And that's amazing. How people would say, well, okay, that's kind of useless out of water, which, let's be honest, that's true. But that's not the only power he has. He's not limited to just commanding fish. He's basically a different species. He's not technically not really human. I mean, he's half human. His father is human and his mother is Atlantean. When he's on land, I believe his powers are decreased. Admittedly, he's a little less effective. The thing is, being a different species or a mixed species, he has other advantages and disadvantages, I'm sure. One thing that he also has is that since there's more pressure underwater, his skin has to be able to take that pressure. So his skin is much thicker and denser than a human. So think of more rhinoceros or elephant or something in that line. That is how his skin is. So he is almost like impervious to bullets. Like, not quite like Superman. They don't bounce off him. I mean, they hurt him and he's affected by them, but it's not so much as it hurts us. Bullets kill us, but for him, not so much. So that is a great advantage, I would assume. He's also a very skilled fighter, as many superheroes are. He often uses his trident, which is a cool weapon. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the trident as a weapon originated either in ancient Greece or ancient Rome. The gladiators' weapons. In seeing the Aquaman trailer, I have to say I liked it. I liked it a lot. It doesn't look spectacular. It didn't blow my mind, but I quite liked it. And one thing that I liked about it is how excited Aquaman was to be a superhero. The recent DC movies, characters like Superman and Batman, they don't like to be superheroes. They hate it. They feel it's like a chore to them. For the most part, Aquaman is not like that. Aquaman looks like he's having fun in this movie. It reminds me of the Aquaman I seen in Batman Brave and the Bold, where he just seemed to have fun. His catchphrase was outrageous. And that's what I'm seeing here. Jason Momoa looks like he is having fun as Aquaman. That's coming across. And that's what I go to see superhero movies. I want to have fun. I want to be like that superhero, having an adventure. My favorite adventure movies is the Indiana Jones films, and the reason they're my favorite is because whatever happens to Indiana Jones, the bad things, even though he might not be having fun at the time, we're having fun and watching him have these crazy adventures. And every one of those Indiana Jones movies ended on a positive note, and that's what I like about them. I've heard the director, he said that he wanted to make the Aquaman movie like an Indiana Jones movie, which is what I want to see. At the end of that trailer, they show Aquaman jumping on a plane without a parachute. I mean, that reminds me of the scene in Temple of Doom where they had to jump out of the plane without a parachute. Indiana Jones had an inflatable boat, and this is Aquaman jumping out of the plane, and he don't have a boat this time. Aquaman wouldn't need a boat. So yeah, they just don't make movies like Indiana Jones anymore, and that's kind of what I want to see. And the Marvel movies are the closest things now to Indiana Jones movies. You know, I know this is DC, but still, it's a comic book movie. And I think DC is finally on their way to making great movies. I mean, DC has some of the best characters ever created. I know my drawing here looks like a mess. I'll fix it up. They have some of the greatest characters, Aquaman included, and they have not been utilizing their characters very well. After seeing this trailer and the Shazam trailer, I'm like, finally, they seem to be doing something right, because their heroes are acting like heroes. And, you know, I'm sorry, Zack Snyder, he doesn't know what he's doing, okay, as far as heroes are concerned. Nothing personal against Zack Snyder. I mean, I love Watchmen. You know, people hate that one, but I love Watchmen. I love 300. He directed one of the Night of the Living Dead or Day of the Dead or one of those Dead movies. Or he made a remake. I like that. But he doesn't know what he's doing when he's working with superheroes. Like Watchmen, the difference was, Watchmen, when it came out, was a commentary on superheroes at the time. Superheroes at the time were kind of like, you know, the Adam West Batman. They were heading in that direction. Not that that's necessarily bad, but people at that time didn't take comic books seriously. So Watchmen was a complete 180 on the superhero genre. It took superheroes and it's like, it said, how can we make these as dark and as flawed as possible? They went to the extreme darkness, so that was fine for what that was. But those were not our superheroes. That was not Superman, that was not Batman, that was not Flash, or whatever, which was fine. But that's not what Superman is. That's not what Aquaman is. That's not what Batman is. And Zack Snyder he does not get that. He can't, I believe he cannot comprehend that's not what people want. Could he possibly direct other superheroes? Sure. Like I said, Watchmen was fantastic. 300 was fantastic. And he fit those. Those movies, those characters fit his personality, fit his worldview. Superman, Batman, Justice League don't. Now, Jason Momoa, I've seen Justice League, and honestly, I thought it wasn't too bad. I don't think it was fantastic, but it was very mediocre. It really wasn't bad. You know, a lot of people hate it, but it wasn't really bad. And Jason Momoa's, I liked him. I don't think he was perfect as Aquaman. A lot of people said he should play Lobo. I think that probably would be better as Lobo, but you know, that ship has sailed. He's Aquaman now, so wants to make the best of it. That's how I'm looking at it. So, yeah, I'm drawing a more traditional Aquaman. So let's make the best of this, what we got with Aquaman, which I think is a fair way to look at it. And as you can see, this Aquaman I'm drawing is kind of like, he's more of a serious Aquaman as well. You know, I'm kind of being contradictory to what I say I like about Aquaman, but you know, it's okay to be serious once in a while. I mean, when he's fighting the bad guys, he's got to be serious. So I got more of a neutral look, I'd say, on his face here. You know, I'm just having fun doing this drawing. I'm not taking it too seriously. I don't know, guys, what do you think? As I was saying, Jason Momoa is Aquaman. I think he'll do okay. And if you've seen like pictures of the action figures and stuff, of course, if you've seen our channel, they've gone back to the orange and green look of Aquaman, which of course I prefer the classic look. I mean, that's just me. So I'm really glad that they're doing. So that was my quick drawing of Aquaman. Tell me what you thought of it. Do you think it's good? Do you think it sucks? What character do you want to see me draw next? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Tony Beers, and I'll see you next time.